Okay, hi everybody. Today we're going to do section 5.1. The objective is to write ratios in simplest form, so we have to know what a ratio is. And we're going to be simplifying ratios involving measurements. So let me get my toolbar here. So section 5.1 should be written down in your notebook. Now, write down the word ratio. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers by division. Now, in elementary school, you learned 3 different ways to write a ratio. One of the ways that you learned to write a ratio was probably A, and then the word 2, B. So you're comparing A to B. Another way to write it is with a colon, A to B. We read it like that, the same way that we read this, A to B. And the other way, the last way, is a fraction, A over B, A to B as well. This is the common way that we're going to be using this entire chapter. We're going to be using the fraction form, A to B. Now, usually written as a fraction in simplest form. So this is just something to kind of remind you how you should be writing your ratios in this chapter. Something that's really important to note when you're dealing with ratios is that if you're involving measurements, inches, yards, feet, centimeters, quarts, anything that you know conversions for, you need to make them the same units. So this is very important. If you see that you're comparing things that have units that you can change to make the same, you should do so. If we're talking about pencils and t-shirts, or kids and movie tickets, those are not units that you can convert. All right, so let's try some examples. All right, examples. Please write down the number of the example and remember to write down the words and then we will do them together. 10 roses out of 12 flowers. We cannot change a rose to a flower. There is no general conversion. So what we're going to do is write it as a fraction. 10 over 12. We write the one that comes first on top. And then it asks us to do it in simplest form. So I'm going to reduce 10 over 12 and divide them both by 2. I get 5 over 6. And that is my answer. All right, let's look at number 2. 21 inches to 2 yards. So I write 21 inches, and I'm going to write the word inches because I know that inches and yards are measurements that I'll be able to change to 2 yards. Once they're the same units, I don't have to write them anymore. I'm going to change my yards to inches. I know that there's 36 inches, so I'm going to multiply times 36 because there are 36 inches in each yard. So I keep my 21. 2 times 36 is 72. I don't write inches anymore because now they're the same units. 21 over 72, let's see. Could divide that by 3, and I get 7. Divide this by 3, I get 24. So 7 to 24. 7 over 24 cannot be reduced further, so that is my answer. Okay. Looking at number 3 and number 4, I'm going to leave for you to try on your own. Number 3, we're talking about dimes and coins. Now dimes you might be able to transfer to other coins, but you can't just transfer to coins. We don't know what that is, so there is no way to convert those. The next one, number 4, which I'm also going to leave for you, feet and yards, you should be able to change to be the same units. Alright, so hopefully you got those 2. You're going to do those on your own. Pause so that you can do them and then come back. And the last thing, number 5, I'm going to do with you. 15 out of 100 campsites at a campground are reserved for campers with pets. Express this ratio as a fraction in simplest form. Explain its meaning. Okay, so we have 15 out of 100. There's no units for us to convert. I reduce this. I can divide by 5. I get 3 out of 20. So this would be my ratio as a fraction in simplest form, so that's the first part. Explain its meaning. This means that 15 out of 100 campsites at a campground are reserved for campers with pets. This means 3 out of 20 campsites at a campground are reserved for campers with pets. So I would write the same sentence here, now with my reduced ratio. 3 campsites at a campground are reserved for campers with pets. Oh, 3 campsites out of 20, I forgot. Out of 20 are reserved for campers with pets. And that would be your explanation of what your ratio means. So 3 campsites out of 20 at a campground are reserved for campers with pets. That's it. Hope you took all the notes. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.